So you can see the lifters down in there. We've got two for each cylinder, right? The intake and exhaust valve. Now we're going to take a good magnet and try to grab those guys, but on these older engines like this, there can be a lot of varnish and deposits on the bottom of these lifters. So you can move them a bit, but we might have to wait until we tip it upside down to remove them. Rattlesnakes!
Don't drop it.
Actually had this for a... Let's see here. Yeah, and kind of as I thought, I'm not going to be able to get any of these out until I take the oil pan off and turn this upside down and push them out from the bottom. So you can just kind of lift them up a bit, but then they just get stuck on all that debris. But that's okay. We can move on to taking the vibration damper off there. Yeah, if you notice, I have like different shorts on. It's actually a different day. Sometimes making these videos takes a long time. So I'm actually doing this over the course of a couple days here because, I don't know, I just got a lot of other stuff going on. But I really do enjoy making these videos, hanging out in the shop, working on projects with you. Now we'll get a puller on here and pull this vibration damper off. And you can see how it's keyed right there. Little notch to keep it in position. So now I've got this style puller right here, but we are not going to use this. This style puller, actually you can damage the vibration damper here. You don't want to use this style, this claw style, because if you bend this or tweak it at all, you're going to have trouble. So we're actually going to use this style puller. And I was having trouble with that crankshaft turning on me, so I just took a flat blade screwdriver and stuck it in here. You can see how I have it kind of wedged in there, so it's bracing itself on the engine block there. So it looks like we've got quite a bit of oil and debris down here, and the gasket on the oil pan here totally coming out there. No wonder they had a pretty good leak going on. So let's kind of clean this up a bit. Alright, we've got 8 bolts around the top side of the timing chain cover here. And there's actually a few bolts underneath that go through the oil pan to the cover here as well. So let's start taking bolts out. And when I'm taking bolts out of something like this, it's my habit. I make a little pattern, a little grid in a cardboard box. Let me show you that. So it's just kind of my habit to keep all the bolts and everything in alignment. It's a good habit to be into because there are some bolts, some things you work on that the bolts have to go back in the exact same spot. But this is just my habit. I draw a little diagram, poke some holes in a cardboard box, then start punching the bolts in the appropriate place. So here we've got this is the timing chain cover, and this is for the oil pan. And a couple out of the oil pan here. And with that, the timing chain cover should come loose. Boy, this thing is just dry. Looks like the Sahara Desert in there. Pretty nasty. And there's our timing chain. Some play in there. We'll see how much play we have in our new chain when we get our rebuild kit here. That seems like quite a bit to me. And see this little guy right here? You gotta be careful that you don't lose him. A little pin and a spring there. This is a thrust pin and tension spring. Be sure to keep good track of those guys, you're going to need them later. Alright, let's rotate the engine so that we can get to the oil pan a little easier. We're going to lose a little bit of fluid here. We've got it, what, 90% drained? A little bit of fluid. Try to catch as much as I can. Make cleanup a little easier. Whew, like butter. Well, maybe not. Maybe like old frozen butter. All right, let's. And with that, the oil pan should come off. And here we can see our crankshaft, camshaft down in there. Here's our oil pump and the oil pump pickup. Let's get a shot of the piston. See the piston down in there. So that's the bottom side of your engine. Let me know what you think of that timing chain. That seemed to have a lot of slop in it. And I'd like to give a real quick special thank you to my patrons out there who help support the JeepSolid Garage on Patron.com. So that's going to be it for today. Be sure to subscribe to follow along on the engine rebuild here as I'm working on my Project 92 YJ. I love having your guys' comments and love your feedback. Love hearing from you guys. Be sure to subscribe. Have a good day.